Hey, this is Welker. Today I'm going to go over my grow rack system. I've posted several videos about this, but I don't think I have a complete video explaining how I put these together. I've had a page on my website that shows resources and things, and I will link to that in the description. But these are the indoor grow racks I use. These are for growing in the wintertime or for growing your food in an apartment or even on a patio. A lot of people put wheels on these and you put them in a garage, and if the weather's bad, you just use LED lights on the inside, and then if you're able to, you can just wheel them out into your driveway. So there's a lot of good reasons to have grow racks like this. So these are all just lights on a timer, and I have that plug strip plugged into a timer, and then it goes to all of these LED grow lights, and I'll show you how I create those. I actually buy these as normal LED shop lights and then strip the diffuser off of them so that the LED light is sort of directed downward at the plant, and I get really good results with these lights for a lot of greens, basils, lettuce, spinach, microgreens. And on this rack I mostly have microgreens. So microgreens don't require as much light as full-grown plants because they're still getting energy from their seed. And so on the shelves that are exclusively for microgreens, I just put 2 of these lights, and on the ones that I use the hydroponics for, I have 4 lights. So these lights come with these little plugs, and you can just wire nut them together, just the green to the green, the white to the white, etc. And you can see I've got some sticky fly traps, and if you're growing indoors you might get some of these tiny little white fly bugs or whatever they are, and so that's kind of helpful to have fly traps installed. A lot of these black things are actually sunflower seed holes that get flipped off during the process. And so I have a web page that links all the sources for the lights, the grow racks, and these are larger than normal grow racks, and I haven't found them anywhere except for Amazon. You can get slightly smaller versions at places like Home Depot. If you know of an American-made version of these racks, leave that in the comments. And I'd like to get an American-made. I kind of doubt it, though. I think that no matter where you buy them from, they're probably all come from the same source in China, would be my suspicion. So it'd be nice to find some local USA made grow racks if you know of any. And so I've got more growing here. I've got some tomatoes starting since it's spring and we're going to be putting some things outside. I've got some tomatoes starting in these pots. So in the wintertime I'm not really starting plants, I'm just growing hydroponics and microgreens. I do those all year round. Got some bok choy going up there. And so when I first start a tray, I just have normal water in here. It's not hydroponic water yet. And once the roots from the plants I've planted start climbing down into the water, I start adding a hydroponic mixture that I use. So for example, you have this lettuce, and at this point I don't add fresh water, I add hydroponic mixture, a pre-mixed hydroponic mix. And then what I do is I'll just harvest the lettuce and let it regrow, and harvest and let it regrow. And you can do that 5 or 6 times to lettuce before it just starts to get tired or maybe bolts to seed. And you can see I have 4 LED light units above these plants, and down here where my microgreens are growing, I've got 2 LED lights. This wheatgrass is getting a little bit old. We're going to have to juice that fairly quickly. And we've got some romaine lettuce coming up here. I'm still in the process of thinning each one of these out, so there's only 1 growing in each net cup. Got some spinach coming up there. This is a stand of wheatgrass. This is about ready to use for juice, so we're a little bit behind on the wheatgrass. We're going to have to get some of that used. And then we've got some mustard, cilantro, and basil, and I'm still thinning these out. I don't thin them out all at once, I just thin them out a little bit each day. That way I can sort of watch for the tallest and best growing plant and leave it and take the rest. This is romaine lettuce. This is some sunflower greens. You can see we've been harvesting. And so when you see that secondary leaf come out, that's at the point where you want to be eating it. And we've already been eating this. And this is broccoli here. This is the perfect age to start eating it. And half of this tray is the radish. And at this point, it makes a great salad. So these three together work really good. Down here we've got some pea shoots, and these, we'll use these for juice because they're almost getting too big to eat. If you were going to put these in a salad, you'd want to sort of clip off the top and not try and eat these lower stems because they get kind of chewy. And we've got some parsley growing here. That's kind of slow growing, it takes a while. These are some more pea shoots, and this is the perfect age to eat them at. If you cut them off about right here and eat those are going to be yummy. And that's a full stand of romaine lettuce there, so that's about ready for juice or salad or something. And here's a younger tray of sunflowers. We'll sort of brush those to get seeds off. That's always a battle with the sunflowers, is getting seeds off. And I've got a tray of watercress I'm waiting for to sprout. I think my seeds were old, so I'm getting a pretty low sprout rate. We'll have to see on that. And this is some pea shoots that I just uncovered. If you wait much longer than this to uncover pea shoots, the leaves will get light burned if they spend too much time in the dark. So you want to get them under the light fairly early. And they're actually sitting on top of some sunflower greens, and these need to sit under some weight for a little while longer just because it helps get some of those seed holes off. And this is another tray of half radish and half broccoli that I just uncovered. And this is a pre-mixed fluid of hydroponic nutrients that I use to put in my hydroponic trays. When these net cups are first in there starting seeds, it's just normal water. I don't put hydroponic fluid. And once they start, see if you can see some roots come out, not so much on that. There you can start to see some roots dangling out. At that point, there's still normal water in there, but I start adding in the hydroponic fluid. So little by little, it brings up the hydroponic nutrient up to the full strength. Let's see if these spinach are starting to have some roots dangle out in there. And that's what the underside looks like. It's just those little 2-inch net cups full of potting soil, just normal potting soil. So I'm going to show you how I prepare these standard shop lights to be used as grow lights. My philosophy on these is just that with the economy of scale, it's cheaper to buy these. Even though they're not perfectly optimized for plants, they still work just fine. So I just make a little cut right there with a pair of wire cutters. Do the same on the other side, right there. And that little piece can kind of bends out and breaks off. Do the same here. And you can always have a little cut there if you need to. And so then we're gonna cut this light diffuser off. And some of these you can see there's some wires right there that you don't want to contact with your knife when you do it. So I just use a sharp knife and it goes pretty quick. But just be careful not to contact those wires. And just get it started like that. Stand back here so you can see how I do it. Let's see if I can get close up so you can see how that's sliding through. Just like that. And that's it. And this way you have these LEDs, instead of being diffused out like it was originally intended, most of their light is going downward. And so I grow some beautiful plants with these, and they're several times cheaper than the standard grow lights you get. I think if you get the lights that are made for growing, they might be a little more efficient. So if you had a really big growing operation, the efficiency might be worth that. I don't know. But what you end up with is a pretty good light, in my opinion.